Hello, I have an author tip for you, and today it is about making your activities more interactive. So I'd like to share with you a tool that we use to do that, and it is called H5P, which is a web-based tool for building interactive activities. Now you can see on the H5P website the types of activities that you can create with this tool, and we'll take a look at just a few of those today. Now, H5P does have a free version available, and there's a paid subscription available that, of course, has a few more features. But let's look at what you can do with this tool. Let's imagine that you have a lot of information to present in a text-based format, and you think there's too much text for the page. You can use this accordion activity type in H5P to present it in chunks that expand and collapse. So when the learner clicks on a heading, that area expands to show just that text. And as they click on a different heading, the previous one collapses and the new information expands. Another activity type is the fill in the blank type. So imagine that maybe your learners have just watched a video or read an article, and you want them to check their understanding of what they just learned. So you could set up a fill in the blank activity. It really is just like you'd imagine. The learners have to fill in the answers, and they can then click submit to check their answers. Now, this isn't something that you would see their responses to or that anybody would. It's just for self-checking purposes. Another activity type is one where the learner can input some data. So here, as an example, we have a slide, and we want the learner to input some data about what makes them happy personally, professionally, and maybe where the overlaps are. So we've used H5P to set up these input fields. When the learner types on it, they can then, or clicks on it, they can then type in their answers and save it. And when they finish, they can work their way from slide to slide. And at the end, they'll be prompted to export what they've typed. So again, they're not inputting data for you to see, they're inputting it as a part of the learning process. And then they can download or print what they've typed. So another one, I'm going to refresh this page a little bit. Imagine in your course, you want your learners to, again, have the ability to input some information, but you want to present them with a scenario first and then allow them to kind of flip that around. So you could, again, set up a slide in H5P. It makes it easy to do that. And then when they flip that slide or flip that card, there's an input field where they can, describe how they might apply that situation or handle that scenario. Now, when you use an activity like this, you can present multiple scenarios or multiple slides, and each one can flip so that they have an input field. And of course, at the end, they'll be prompted to export or print their data. So similarly, there are flashcard types of activities in H5P. For example, you could present either text or images on a slide and then allow the learner to click a button to turn it over and see the equivalent information on the flip side. And then you could have sets, so they could move arrow back and forth to different slides, to different cards, and flip them and interact with them. So the idea with each of these is that the learner is not just passively sitting and getting, they're actually inputting some information, manipulating what's happening on the screen, and making some choices about about their practice and checking their progress. So the last one I'll show you today is an interactive video. And if you've ever used Edpuzzle, this will look very familiar. It's the same idea. You could create or find a video and then interject that video with some stopping points, which are actually questions that the learner needs to answer in order to progress and keep moving forward in the video. And then they can check their answers. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for incorporating some interactivity in your course, the whole thing doesn't need to be interactive, but having spots that are will help with keeping the learners engaged and active in your course. So I would encourage you, if that's a goal, to explore H5P to see if that's something that'll work for you. And let me know if you have any questions along the way. Thank you.